Hello and welcome to Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. This is one of my most favorite tycoon games out there, honestly. You just play as the owner of Jurassic Park and you just make a tycoon out of it. It's awesome. Of course, you can change the island. One thing that's unfortunate is if you make the island really big, it's just a big old square. Good old John Hammond talking. Now, I generally prefer not to have that many mountains just because they get in the way quite a bit. And the rivers are pretty good, though. Trees are great. Shape doesn't really matter too much. But, yeah, this one looks pretty good. And of course, eventually, when we're done with this park, I'll put some mods in, cover it up, and they're just telling us things I'll explain along the way. You start off with only one team at first, and that's how many people you can use to dig up fossils, and you only have certain dig sites. For right now, we'll have Hell Creek Formation A, which has Acrocanthosaurus, Parasaurolophus, and Torosaurus. You can go here, see the condition of the dig sites, and place them in there. And that little bar will slowly start to fill up. And when they get filled up, then we'll get a fossil. Well, we have a chance of getting a fossil. There we have the research. For all the things we can do attractions, dinosaurs. These ones are pretty good. Security, you'll need that for stronger dinosaurs. And that's just to make sure your dinosaurs stay healthy or don't mess with people. And then this is to make sure they are not getting sick. And these are probably the most important ones. But first I'm going to start off with the weather guard, just because of its short time and how bad it can be. Here we can see the map of our island. And of course, check the weather. It's going to be sunny for the next month and a half, which is always good. The weather can turn bad, though, and that'll ruin quite a bit. Now, we want to start off with some restrooms. Not restrooms, not bad. Park entrance. And then set a path. Of course, we'll need trash cans so they don't just throw garbage on the ground. Some benches so they can sit. And they'll need amenities like restrooms, kiosks. Now, one thing that is awesome about this game is that not only do you just choose the price, it also will tell you how much it costs you to make it. So these sandwiches cost $5, and you are charging the people $10. So even though they're paying you $10, you only get a $5 profit off of it. And these sides over here, I don't believe they do anything. I've heard people say that they raise certain stats of customers, but I'm not really sure if I believe that. And we're going to have a cleaner station. Now time to build a fence. Gotta have something to keep the dinosaurs in. We're going to flatten this a little bit, just so that they'll have a little bit more land. Oh yeah, we need to check to see what dinosaurs we even have available. We have Parasaurolophus at 74% DNA, which will have it live for 1 year before it'll die. And we have Torosaurus at that 55% DNA and only 6 months of life. And then, of course, we can get a ranger station if we want to. I don't really want to at the moment, but they're gonna be complaining to you about it until you get one. Of course, we're probably gonna start off with a Parasaurolophus, just because of how it's not gonna harm anybody at all. And they're complaining to you. They're gonna know these dinosaurs, but they wouldn't do anything to anybody. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention restrooms. You can charge people to go to the bathroom in this game. It's awesome. No, I'm just waiting right now. There we go. See what we can get. Look, we got Parasaurolophus remains. Now, when he gets done extracting the DNA from it, that percent will raise, and the dinosaur will live for a longer period of time. Now, I'm going to wait a little bit longer before I place this hatchery, and that's what you are going to use to have the dinosaurs walk out of and create the dinosaurs. It looks like the thing that they kept the raptors in from the first Jurassic Park. And there we can look at all the dinosaurs we can make. Well, there's small herbivore. We don't have any of those yet. Large herbivore, small carnivore, and large carnivore. And there's star ratings. Parasaurolophus is a 3-star rating. Of course, the higher the stars, and the more they're going to like them. What? It's still only going to live 1 year, even though that's kind of rubbish. All right, then I guess I'll just make one. And now, of course, they need to eat, so we have to make them a little feeder. And there's our herbivore feeder for them. And we can go in here, and we can view what they're going to view. I do like that too. There's some woman that just announces things to the park goers. And they also do it for the dinosaurs, and it's pretty neat. And they'll have different ones for different species. It's pretty neat. Now we'll go for this one next. But pretty soon, I'm going to start going for the diseases. Now, of course, you can't actually open the park until you have at least one dinosaur. And now that we have a single dinosaur, people start coming in at $200 a pop to go look at it. Now, this is a pretty good thing. I'm going to be messing with this a bit. I don't like to be a cheater, but I'm going to cheat on here just because I think it's stupid. Usually, you have to wait, I think it's 2 months' time, 2 months in-game to wait for this market to fill up or get a new shipment in. And then, so you'll end up sitting there with like a whole bunch of poor dig sites, and you won't be getting any new fossils, and then there'll be no fossils in the market to buy. So it'll just be a whole bunch of waiting and not doing anything. So I do this one cheat code where it'll make just the next shipment go in, so I can start buying more guys. I might buy one. Actually, I might buy a team. That's what I'll do. 2 teams. There. Now I'll have 3 dig sites. Oh, and here come our first visitors. Let's see who's the first one to walk in. She looks like some total Stacy. Sarah is her name. And she's walking slower than someone else. She's a thrill seeker. Now this is an interesting thing. There's different kinds of visitors. We're going to have thrill seekers. They like to see gory things. They like to see T-Rexes and Raptors tearing each other apart. And then we'll have, let's see, there's the fun lovers. They like to see herbivores playing with each other and having a good time. And there's the mainstream. They're just fine with anything. And then we'll have more three. We got another thrill seeker. And there's one last one. He's not here yet, but oh my goodness. I'll get to that in a second. The last one is what are they called? The dino nerds. Those awful, awful guys. These guys, they want to see as little technology as possible. And they want to see dinosaurs from the same place in the same era living in the same spot. So, for instance, they want to see Parasaurolophus and the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the same paddock. And they want also, they don't want to see this. They don't want to see an herbivore feeder or a hatchery. They want to see nothing but paleo trees, which the herbivores can't eat, but they are very, very expensive. Now, Amber is really good. Amber will give you a massive amount of DNA. The only problem with it is that you don't know what kind of dinosaur you're going to get. So you could have a dinosaur that already has 100% DNA, and then it won't mean anything anymore. It just gets destroyed within the process. Now I'm gonna get to see who we got. We got, just from that single thing, we had no percent of Acrocanthosaurus, and now we have 34% of him. That's pretty big. That's pretty crazy. Oh yeah, of course there's different values of fossils as well. Like this is a high value fossil. It'll get you more DNA, and it's represented by a skull. And then over here we'll have, there's that one. And there's the low quality ones, which are represented as like, I think those are leg bones. And then the medium ones, there I don't have an example right now, but those will be rib cages to show those off. Of course, we got our reports here. We can see visitor summary. Goodness. See, we don't have any dino nerds. We got 2 fun lovers, 3 mainstream, and 3 thrill seekers. Just saying because we don't have any carnivores yet. We got 96% of the Parasaurolophus genome. Now, the binoculars are pretty good. They let visitors be able to zoom in much further than they normally could. Oh, here we go. Here comes the struggle when it first starts. And it was good condition, too. It was a good condition, and they found nothing. Them's the break sometimes, though. Torso. There we go. There's the medium. I believe Torosaurus. Yeah, Torosaurus and Parasaurolophus. You put them together and have paleo trees and don't have the herbivore feeder. And Dino Nerd should have a pretty alright time looking in there. Oh yeah, another thing is, you see those bars up there? Those represent each kind of a thing that they're going to satisfy. The red's going to satisfy the thrill seekers, the green's going to satisfy the fun lovers, the blue's going to satisfy the dino nerds. But over here we can change the name. If we change it to the thrill platform, then they go to the red. If we change it to the playtime platform, then the green will go up a whole bunch. If we change it to the scenic, then the blue one will go up a whole bunch. So we go to playtime. Now all the fun lovers are going to like this so much more, just because of the name. Oh my goodness, I forgot to hire cleaning staff. See how that part of the park got dirty? Little footprint. These also get dirty, represented by this little bar here. It'll get yellow and higher. That one's not dirty. That one's a little dirty. And one thing that excuse me, I'm so sorry. I think that's pretty fun with these guys is that you can check their info on them. They've got names for them too, and they'll have comments on it. So what tasks they're up to, their experience, or just how long they work for you, and their skill level. Skill level, I don't think does a thing, but they still have it in there regardless. I think they'll have like master as the final one. It's silly. And now we're just going to have to wait a whole bunch, because this game has a lot of it. That's pretty common in most tycoon games. We got more Taurosaurs, which is good, as they only live for 8 months right now. Hopefully we'll be able to get up to a year with this one. And I'll also tell you the age of the Parasaurolophus is only a month old. It only has a year to expect it to live. Now this blew my mind when I was younger. But, of course, you can tell how dated they are now. See, look, Parasaurolophus can live for a whole 2 more years now. Oh, not 2 more, my bad. It can live twice as long by adding another year. Now, when they reach 100%, though, it's gonna boost it a lot. I think it'll end up with like 5 or 6 years for just that little bit of 4% DNA. Let's see what we got here. And here come the engine reports, and they're just gonna tell me, "Oh no, you don't have a ranger station. These dinosaurs are very dangerous. Bad things could happen." What's going on here? Is it what I think it is? Hey, we have a heat wave. And they're not going to do anything right now, but heat waves, I believe, can make dinosaurs more agitated, so if you have some dangerous carnivores, you'll just have to keep a closer eye on them than you usually would. But it's really not that big of a problem. Now I'm going to start building this way so I can have a second park. No, not a second park, my bad. A second hatchery. A hatchery. You know what I'm trying to say. A second viewing area. More Taurosaurus. And gold! Now, gold, you just sell it. But you get a lot of money for it. Now, we've got a bit of extra cash here, so I think I'm going to buy another... Oh. Well, I mean, it's not really my fault. I couldn't do much about that. See, now, over here is these little bars. I think that's makes it how much you're satisfying their need. I guess you'd say they're a little niche. There you go. That's a better way to say it. See how phone levers is so much higher than the other ones? Now, I need to start getting on high security fences because I'm pretty sure the Acrocanthosaurus uses a pretty high security. And I'm going to get them pretty soon. But you gotta try and prioritize those diseases because those diseases are going to come out of nowhere and all of them are going to get infected with it. And it's going to be awful when it happens. Alright, we got some more visitors on the way. Give us a little bit more cash. Oh man, here we go. We get half of a star of a rating. Oh no, what are you doing? Why are you sitting on the bench? You're not even that tired. You gotta go to the bathroom in the Bathroom's right there. Oh, here we go. We found some silver. That'll help. Now, one thing that's kind of silly to me is that, oh, it's not that silly, I guess, but gold and silver, all of them have value as well. Oh, look, we got 100% Torosaurus DNA. Now, I could save money, and I could make the Dino Nerds happy, but one, I hate the Dino Nerds, and two, that's a pretty small cage, honestly. I don't think they'd be happy with that. See, can I even buy one of them? I think they're going to be too expensive for me. No, they're not going to be too expensive. They're only 2 stars, though. See, like, they live for 5 years right now. Oh, never mind. They're coming right now. We'll make a Torosaurus while these visitors are coming in. Of course, if you hold the spacebar down, then it'll give you the mood or icons for all the the visitors and the dinosaurs that are around. I could buy another one. It'd be left with nothing but $1, but I think I'm going to sit tight. Oh, look, that's going to bring us all the way up to 100%. There we go. And see how we're going to get 100% with this. So we don't have any reason for this. So we can sell it and get more money. And get another another Torosaurus. Now, one thing that's been happening recently, or did happen recently, was that some people thought the Torosaurus was actually an adult Triceratops. But the only problem with that is there's no... Torosaurus is smaller than Triceratops. So unless it had, like, aging dimorphism, then it wouldn't... They wouldn't be the same species. There we go. See, now it lives for 5 years instead of just 1. Now, one thing that's pretty neat they also do in this game is there are leaders to the herd. I don't think they've quite met each other yet, but they'll see each other and they'll have a crown on their head.